Hi everybody, I'm Marcoantonio Spaventi. Welcome to my studio in Barcelona. Tonight I want to talk about another Leapwing audio plugin, the Joe Chiccarelli plugin. This is a signature series plugin from Leapwing. It's a plugin designed to give you good results quickly and efficiently, and of course, as the word says, it's a plugin designed after the Joe Chiccarelli sound. So the team at Leapwing tried to capture the vibe, the character, and the approach of Joe Chiccarelli, and pack it inside the plugin, which comes effectively packed of features, like full of features. Now, the plugin is designed around a series of instruments. There are models for these instruments, and each one of these models offers a set of different parameters to modify. Like I said, the idea is that you don't have to think too much about the particular frequency or what kind of compressor you're going to use. You're going to think about the sound. So you load the plugin, you dial in a certain model, you change the parameters, and quickly and efficiently, you're going to get a good sound. Now, the instruments are designed around the classic things like kick drum, like snare, like drums, like lead guitar, bass guitar, lead vocals. Let's check out 1 second the list. You see, we've got this set of instruments, but hey, we like creativity in audio, so why not use these models for something else? So what I did tonight is prepare a session where I put together some sounds. There are, of course, some classic sounds like a kick drum, like drums, like some voice there is, but I also introduced a lot of synth sounds like arpeggios, bass arpeggios, chords, and I tried to get a great sound just using the plugin for duties like tonal control or punch control or saturation or character, presence, power, you name it. Give the plugin manual a read because it offers a great insight on what's modeled behind which parameter here. For example, some of the models like the drum room offers a certain set of EQ controls, but if you go, for example, on the kick drum model, it offers a different set of controls. So it comes in handy to know about these details. But at the same time, the idea behind it is I load it up, I choose a model, I dial the parameter, I get going. Also great to have the auto gain feature here because it keeps control of the, it matches the gain, input and output, so it will not alter your perception by introducing a louder sound. So you dial in different parameters and the auto gain keeps track of that and keeps it under control in loudness. So the in and out will not change in loudness. Now, regarding this session, I printed here the output of the session with and without Joe Chiccarelli plugin turned on and off. So to be able to A/B in a bit. But also I want to show you 1 second first, like what's happening on the various channels. For example, the beat group has 2 Joe Chiccarelli devices, one after another, because I wanted to get a couple of different, results out of each one. Mostly you use one, and then if there's something else missing, you can load up another one right after. I've got my kick drum approach, that is a kick drum model, obviously. Second kick drum doesn't have anything. Shaker approach as drum overhead. So I could control the tops, I could control the mid-range, I could give some high EQ, high mid, a bit of control in the high mid EQ, a bit of parallel saturation drive and so on. What else is here? ARP. This is an ARP that mostly does bass stuff in the production. So I gave it a bass DI type of instrument. And I dial in quite an amount of parallel punch, drive, and not parallel punch. Also adjusted the EQ a lot, gave a lot of bass, you see, to enhance the bass part. Arpeggio 2, lead vocal. This is like, it has a lead function in the song. It stays up, it colors the mid-range. So it made sense to use the lead vocal model. Again, a lot of reverb in this model. So the reverb is a feature that shows up depending on the instrument that you choose for the plugin. Chords, sustained synth pad chord kind of thing. Again, it has it has somehow a lead vocal kind of vibe because it occupies the higher part of the spectrum. So again, lead vocal model. And last but not least, of course, vocals, like true voice, processed and everything, mangled and everything, but still the lead vocal instrument model comes in handy. So we can finally take a listen. What I'm gonna do is I mapped on the Ableton here to switch between the channels so we can truly do an A/B. And I'm going to play the production starting from the no Joe Chiccarelli. So this file here. So let's take a listen. And while we listen, I'm going to turn it on and off. So we can basically A/B between how the mix was without any Joe Chiccarelli plugin on and how the mix becomes level matched with the Joe Chiccarelli plugin on. Let's go. So as you can hear, the loudness is the same, but everything in the mix changes. And this is all realized with Joe Chiccarelli instances, different tweaks, of course, different parameters, different models. But what you can hear a lot is how it controls the drums, how it flattens a little bit the dynamics of the drums that without they are very punchy, how it opens up the sound a lot, how it makes everything a bit more pleasant. It's like butter on top of everything. It's a signature plugin. It's, like I said, it took me about half an hour of dialing the plugin parameters to get this kind of sound from scratch. So, another listen. Let's go. Very cool. Last but not least, let's take a look at the peak points. The version of the file without the print, the render of the session without Joe Chiccarelli plugin hits the 0 dB. So that's your headroom right there. It reaches the top. While the other version, after its loudness compensated, so after you equalize the loud, so make them sound equally loud, the other gives you 1.59 dBs of headroom, which effectively means that I could boost this signal by 1.5 dBs, a dB and a half, and make it 1 dB and a half louder without peaking. So extra benefits of using the plugin. Also because, it makes sense. The plugin incorporates a lot inside it. EQ, compression, dynamic control, parallel processing, reverb. Very easy to use, very cleverly done. Feel free to experiment with it and have fun as usual. Thanks for following and see you in the next video.